Hi, my name is Douglas Muir, and I'm the president and founder of the Family Business Fund. So what is a family business fund? A family business fund is, in long terms, an SEC, Reg D, 506C private placement memorandum. That is just a big long term saying that we are a registered fund with the Securities and Exchange Commission. We are a high yield, fixed rate income fund, which means this. I pay you 20% a year. Yes, 20% a year on the money that you invest in my fund. It doesn't matter what happens to the stock market, I continue to pay you 20% a year. I hold your money for 18 months. Once you want out, we give you your money back. That's what a private placement memorandum fixed asset fund is. This is the best kept secret. And so what I want to do here today with you is I want to do 3 educational videos about alternative investing. And alternative investing and regular investing are totally different, and we're going to talk about that. The first is just a little introduction about me. The second episode is going to be about the history of investing, which I hope you're going to geek out like I did. It was so amazing on what I learned about investing starting back in the 1300s, and so I'm going to share that. And then the third episode is going to be all about alternative investing, definitions that you're going to need to learn, so that by the time you're done watching these videos, you will feel comfortable either calling me or calling another investment advisor and asking questions about alternative investing. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands I am not an investment advisor. I'm actually an airline pilot. I retired after 20 years with one of the major airlines as a captain in 2004. Then I turned an entrepreneur, started a small company. That company got really big, and I ended up selling it to a New York City investment firm and did very well on that. From there, I went to become a professor. And then from a professor, I got onto Wall Street, did some time on the New York Stock Exchange, and that's where I learned a lot about regular investing, stock trading, bonds, stuff like that. And then I became an investor myself. So when I was 52 years old, I had a pot of money because of the entrepreneurship businesses that I was starting, building, and selling. From there, I said one day, I woke up and I said, I'm out, I'm done. My son was starting law school. I missed a lot of that. I had thousands of employees at the time, and I just sold everything. And it took me about 5 years to unwind. And now I'm sitting on this pile of cash, and I know I didn't want to go into the New York Stock Exchange or into stock trading, if you will, or bonds. They weren't making enough money. I talked to investment advisors who were great. They were going to give me 6 to 8%, not including their fees. And so a friend of mine called me, Eric from Sarasota, and he says, hey, listen, I got this alternative investment, and that's what raised my ears. And he said, it's called hard money lending, and it's considered a REIT, R-E-I-T, real estate investment trust. And what you will do is you'll give me money, you'll buy units in here, and the underlying assets is houses, and I'll pay you 12.5% a year. And I'm like, 12.5% a year? How are you doing that? I mean, my investment advisor never told me about this, and I'm only making 6 to 8. And so he told me all about it, and I looked it up, and it was called PPM, Private Placement Memorandum. And it helps cash flow get into the economy. So you don't have to go public on the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, that you could actually register with the Securities and Exchange Commission, start a private placement memorandum, and then sell units or equity, however it may be. I went in and I bought a whole bunch of units, and to this day, I still get a monthly check. It's 12.5% a year, and he pays me monthly. And so I thought to myself, why isn't everybody doing this? And the main reason is because a lot of people don't understand it. Most people need to be an accredited investor to be able to get into a private placement memorandum. And that just means you make more than $200,000 a year for the past 2 years, right? There's other restrictions, but that's the low end of it. So I was in that range, I had money, and I wanted to invest in what we called a high yield fixed income fund. And that's what I started doing. And I found out that they're actually less risky than the New York Stock Exchange. As you know, and you just told me, you were with a bunch of stocks you were doing very well, and now the coronavirus came in and it all crashed, right? It's probably going to take you about 3 to 4 years to get back just to start. Well, with a fixed income fund, you would continue to make that percentage that was told to you within the private placement memorandum. So you'd still be making the same amount whether the stock market goes up or goes down. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to teach everybody like you who are accredited investors and are interested in making a higher yield, more interest at actually a lower risk. And so if you're interested in finding out more about either the 3 episodes that I'm putting up here and learning about alternative investing, I'd be happy to share it with you. Or if you want to learn more about my fund, which is called the Family Business Fund, please just give me an email or a telephone call.